Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Big Blue Recap, a show where I will be analyzing and certainly criticizing all things Giants. And we start today with some draft visit news. Art Stapleton tweeted that Zay Flowers and Tennessee wide receiver Jalin Hyatt are both scheduled to be in East Rutherford on Wednesday, per sources. And a little bit of NFL draft trivia, but both Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson took their 30 visits to the Giants on the same day last April. Art later followed up by saying that it sounds like Jordan Addison and Marvin Mims are on their way to East Rutherford for their 30 visits as well. I know I've been talking about the wide receiver position a lot on this channel, but it really feels like they're going to go wide receiver early in this draft. And obviously, they still need to get more weapons for Daniel Jones. But I'd be happy with any of these guys, and I will obviously include Quentin Johnson out of TCU as well. Not that I'd break my television with the remote control if they don't go wide receiver early in the draft, but I'd prefer they go in that direction if that's how the draft falls on either Thursday or Friday. I know a lot of people either love or hate Jalin Hyatt. For me, he's a hard evaluation, but I really like him. It's like you see that Alabama tape and he looks like the best receiver in this class. But is he all speed? It's a legitimate question. I mean, you watch his tape and the guy is always wide open. And you don't score 15 touchdowns by accident, 5 of those against the oatmeal cream pie king himself, Nick Saban. A definite con to Hyatt's game is he's been exclusively a free release vertical threat. He saw only 71 snaps versus press coverage in his college career. His routes also look rounded. They're not polished at all. And while he was able to get away with that in college, will he still be able to do the same in the NFL? That being said, I can see Hyatt as a Giant. He has that second gear that helps him generate separation almost effortlessly. And as we know, Joe, Shane, and Dabes both value separation when evaluating the wide receiver position. Hopefully these visiting wide receivers get a good look at our new turf field. Finally, it's done and it looks good. I really hope it helps with the injuries because we need all the luck we can get with them in 2023 after a disastrous 2022. You know what's something I've always wondered? If the Giants do decide to take any prospects out to dinner, do they go to the city? Or do they eat in the swamplands that is East Rutherford, New Jersey? I mean, you want to get the players excited, you want to wine and dine them, but at the same time, it might be better just to be honest and take them to the Candlewick Diner on Patterson Plank Road and say, here's a tuna melt, welcome to New Jersey. And now it seems that some Giants will not be showing up to New Jersey when their off-season program begins on Monday. I should say a voluntary off-season program. That would be Saquon Barkley and Dexter Lawrence. It was reported today that Saquon does not want to sign his franchise tag, and Ralph Facciano was reporting that the Giants don't have much interest in signing him to a long-term deal. I fully understand why Saquon doesn't want to sign his tag, but then he should have signed the Giants' original offer, which was $12.5 million per year over 3 years. This is just such a ridiculous fumble by his agent. It's almost silly. After, let's face it, an injury-plagued early couple of years, that they wouldn't take this deal. But something tells me the Giants will be looking to add a running back a lot earlier in this upcoming draft. Could you imagine if the Giants just drafted Bijan Robinson at 25. I'm not sure if he'll be there, but I would certainly be willing to bet that Saquon would happily sign that franchise tag if they drafted Bijan Robinson. Or maybe the Giants would draft Bijan Robinson and then rescind the tag. This is not a good move by Saquon and his team. It hasn't been smooth for Saquon this offseason. But I will give him credit because he did go to Arizona and work out with his teammates. Good on you, for Saquon, for working out with your team when you didn't have to. Now, the more important holdout of the two is, let's be honest, Dexter Lawrence. The big guy wants and deserves a big payday, especially after Jeffrey Simmons, a player who frankly isn't as good as Dex, got his extension. Now I think Joe Schoen will get this one done. To me, Dexter Lawrence is the number one priority, especially over Saquon Barkley. This is something we as Giants fans aren't used to, players holding out. We haven't had players good enough to hold out recently. But now, players are good enough to want a second contract. But this is what happens when your roster improves, and in Dexter Lawrence's case specifically, when coaching improves. To me, this is a non-issue. Joe Schoen will get this done, and I'm maybe saying this prematurely, but I can see the same thing, a holdout, happening in the future with Andrew Thomas if he's not extended at this time next year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Giants and NFL draft content.